Hello and welcome everyone to the Friday, January 10th edition of the Contributor Comms team meeting. As usual, a reminder that we operate under a code of conduct, which essentially says to be respectful of your fellow speakers and attendees and generally be excellent to each other. We like to offer an opportunity here at the beginning of the call for anyone to introduce themselves optionally. I will kick things off. I'm Caslin Fields, and I am a co-lead of this subproject, which is the Contributor Com subproject within the Special Interest Group for Contributor Experience in Open Source Kubernetes. And what we do here is we try to make sure that folks within the contributor community know about things that are going on that might affect them. Things like the maintainer summits at KubeCon events and uh, release cycle news to some extent, though there's a separate comms team on release, so not as much of that. And also, we try to make sure that folks external to the contributor community know about the awesome work that contributors are doing. And to do that, we write blog posts about the different groups within Kubernetes and the work that they do. We run social media, both to communicate things to contributors and to end users. And we'll talk about a lot of that work today. And pronouns she, her. Who would like to go next?
I can. I'm Chris Short. I currently working at AWS, but that will be coming to an end at the end of the month. Been around. I'm also the other co-lead of this project, along with Kevlin and hopefully Mario someday. But the big thing is I've been around the project a long time, so feel free to ask me questions if you have them.
Good to have you here. Would anyone else
I
like to introduce themselves? Totally optional.
I can go next. Hi, I'm Mario. I am also part of comms and do technical stuff. And I'm also a co-chair for SIG ContribEx. And I am one of the current co-chairs for the Maintainer Summit for London, which is happening one day before KubeCon on the 31st of March. And the call for paper is open until Sunday.
Oh,
That is our
that's
first
rough.
item on the agenda. We'll talk about that more in a minute.
Nice.
Would anyone else like to introduce themselves? Totally optional.
Hello, folks. I'm Sayak. I currently work as a platform engineer, and I have been contributing to the ecosystem here and there. But in the past a month or so, I've decided to contribute more regularly and participate in the meetings more regularly too. So yeah,
New Year's resolutions.
kind of, yeah.
If you're here next Friday, it's a win.
Yeah.
I
3 in
will
a
have
row.
that win. Yeah.
Yeah. So next Friday
Metric.
is what's referred to as quitting Friday
Oh,
for New
for New
Year's
Year's
resolutions.
resolutions.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right, right.
Yeah. Always fun.
Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you back. Would anyone else like to introduce themselves?
Hey everyone, I am Arpit and I've been part of the ContribEx forms for quite some time right now. So yeah, so this is my first meeting for 2025. Last time I have some internet issues. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the year and hopefully I will contribute more.
Glad to have you back. Would anyone else like to go?
Hello everyone, my name is Mohit and I'm a final year student doing a major in CS and I'm new in Kubernetes community and excited to contribute. Yeah.
Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Anyone else?
Hello everyone, this is Nishita. I'm an electrical engineer from India. I'm currently learning various DevOps tools, and I'm looking for ways to contribute. And I'm new here. Thank you.
Welcome. Love to see it. Anyone else? All right then. Welcome everyone to the call. We're glad to have you here. This call is very casual, as you have hopefully seen so far. So, if at any point you would like to pop in, ask a question, introduce yourself if you didn't get a chance, or make a comment, please do feel free to do so. You can also use the chat to interact with us. We're usually pretty good about seeing messages and making sure to include them in the conversation. So feel free to interact however you feel comfortable. Another housekeeping item here before we get started. We usually ask for a volunteer to take notes during our meeting. So, the role of the note taker is to follow along with the discussion that's happening on the call and to take notes as best they can in the note document, which hopefully I have shared on the screen. Nope, I lost it, didn't I?
It's okay.
All right. Now I'm sharing it. um, so the role of the note taker is to follow along with the discussion and take notes there. There is a point at the end where we hop over to a board, kind of like a Kanban board. You'll see it in a bit, where we track various work items. And so you don't have to take notes in the notes doc during that generally. Every now and then we'll pop one into there, but mainly during the stuff that's listed in the notes doc there. So would anyone be willing to take on that role today? The role of note taker.
Yes, I'd like to, but this is my first time. I'll try my best.
Do it.
I have
Thank you so
full
much
faith
for
and
volunteering.
confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this.
And also, I often pop in there to add little things or lots of things. So you're not alone, but it's really nice to have someone who's not the speaker trying to get those notes down. So thank you so much for volunteering. We really appreciate it.
hmm
Awesome. So let me put that down in the notes. Nishita. Yay. It's so exciting when someone new is willing to take on the note taker role. I love that. Awesome. So I think that's it for housekeeping items, and we're going to dive into our agenda. The first thing on the agenda is messages of the week. So this is things that are going on in the community that we need to make social media posts about and or include in Last Week in Kubernetes Development, which is a newsletter run by a subsection of this team. So I put one thing in there, which we already did some social media posts about. I don't know if it makes sense in LWKD this week. I don't know when the published date is. Probably not, because there's only 2 days left. But final reminders about Maintainer Summit submissions closing. The submissions close on January 12th, which is this Sunday in European time. So we sent out some reminders on social media, but we might want to send out some final ones.
Yes, and I am currently talking to the CNCF folks if we can extend it. I know that the extension will be only 2 days, so it will not be much because we have a lot of tight deadlines that are following up behind this. And give me a second. I need to rephrase this, that I am not sounding bad.
Already at that point, huh? I guess that's how you start. And
The
Happy
problem,
Friday.
the
Yeah.
problem that we currently have is that the overall quality of handed in submissions is not so great because people don't put much effort in it, or
Oh.
they just resubmit talks that would rather fit more a maintainer track session at KubeCon rather than a maintainer summit. So it's not like the main problem that is currently there is that a lot of folks often forget, like, this is the benefit, this is what you get out of this talk, and this is why we do the talk. So like the basics are missing. And so we waitlisted a lot of talks in the first wave get good submissions, or to see if we get better submissions. Let's put it this way. So this is something that, and I don't know how we do. I mean, there should have been comms sent out yesterday via the official CNCF channels, where I hope they put in the line that I just said, more or less. But I haven't seen the comms that they wanted to send out, to be honest. So, did any one of you get
nothing?
I haven't noticed anything.
Mm-mm.
It's quite possible it didn't happen.
Yeah, I got a bunch of like, hey, event, CNCF event stuff for like the meetups and stuff, but that's it.
We sent out a reminder within Google yesterday, so got a lot of Kubernetes contributors there.
CNCF, Twitter.
Do you have the option, if you don't get as many submissions at the bar that you want, do you have the option to do more unconference on site?
I mean, that we are. It's the whole thing is a problem. Like, we have limited space. It's only 3 rooms in total, plus a meeting room. It's unconference will
summit.
Unconference will probably happen as hallway tracks.
I feel like usually, honestly, folks don't attend the talks at Kubernetes contributor summits. They hang out in the hallways, and then they attend the unconference sessions, some of them.
I know, but the problem that we have is we have a lot of folks that are not Kubernetes maintainers now coming into this, and there are some interesting. We have a couple of talks that are really, really great. Like, it's like how to, I don't want to spoil things, but that are more general project related stuff, like what is interesting for all of the projects. And those talks are really, really good. So this also might change then a little bit for Maintainer Summit. Yeah. However, everything that we can't fill with speaking slots, we can fill with unconference, which is nice. But the rooms are pretty big, so yeah, we need to figure out how we do this. There's a long document, long retro document already.
I'm sure.
Nice.
All right.
But in general, yes, we should send out a final reminder as soon as I know if we get the extension, and I hopefully know it today. We can also then basically send out another reminder. And we should, I don't know if we should state that. So what I wrote in CNCF in the planning meeting was, we are looking for sessions that will help contributors regardless of a specific project, and that will define a clear benefit of the session that will bring. Wait a second. What did I write? We are looking for sessions that will help contributors regardless of the specific project. Also, that will define a clear benefit. Everyone gave a +1 and the sentence is shit.
Hey, it was the holidays. That's how it works.
I can put it through Grammarly right now if you want.
That will, no, it's a structural program. It's a structural
It will then be
right?
It will be flagged as generated by AI, and it will be blocked afterwards.
So basically, what we want to say is that you should define, when you hand in your proposal, what is the benefit for maintainers and contributors.
Benefits,
and I don't know if we want to have this messaging as well in. And my chat is not working. What is it?
It's just very lightly. It's a very light font, light color. Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
there you go.
And Shift B. All
Ah,
right. I was gonna say, it would fit that criteria really well, the new contributor orientation session, but I'm not gonna be there, and you're gonna be running the whole thing. And I don't know if Arvind or Sandeep will be there. And Chris, I don't know if you'll be there.
I hope to be there, but I don't know if I will be. It really depends on.
27th for you, Chris, is the important date. It's the
Got it.
date for
Scholarships?
scholarships. Give me a second.
That's something
I
that
have
we should put in messages of the week. We
Yes,
found one.
we should.
I have it in an email. I just need to figure out which email. Give me a second.
Yeah. If folks want to hop onto the KubeCon website and find the dates and the links to the web pages about scholarships and put that in the notes, we would appreciate it. It's okay if you step on each other's toes trying to do the same thing.
I got
Doing
it
the thing is more
already.
important.
Here's the URL. And scholarship applications are due Sunday. Interesting. I thought you said it was
The funny thing is, I think
the
this
19th.
information
Yeah.
is wrong because it's
Oh.
19th. The 19th is the
No, I read it wrong. It is Sunday, 19 January. Yeah.
I see.
Sorry.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So basically, scholarships are due on the 19th. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what day? 19th. Let's see. 9 days from today? That's not
Yeah.
an even week. That's the Sunday, right? Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. All right.
And I think you can apply because this is also covering like shortly laid off yada yada thing.
Well, I also have disabilities, so I can slide in that way too. So yeah.
It's smaller. So the pool is not big this time because a lot of companies pulled out of the fund.
That is
okay.
I thought you meant fewer people were submitting, like fewer companies submitting their people to get scholarships is good.
Fewer companies are actually
more people submitting, less money.
That's not good.
Because some people now also apply that usually have been founded by their company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have that problem.
Yeah. So if I need a scholarship, which I probably will not apply for, I will not be there. So, but I do have 4 more interviews today, or 3 more. I already did one.
Oof. Good luck.
So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so I don't know who would give the new contributor orientation session if we wanted to submit one.
I think that what we will do is we will take the ContribEx session and do it at KubeCon.
There you go.
This is what Nabarun and me discussed in the
It makes a lot of sense to talk about the new contributor orientation stuff at Maintainer Summit, though. Other CNCF projects would probably appreciate learning from what we're trying to do to support new contributors.
I don't want to spoiler, but we already have accepted a similar session.
Okay, wonderful.
Cool.
Unhelpful with the problem of not having enough sessions, but still good. All right. Any other messages of the week that folks can think of? Anything going on in the contributor community, open source community?
Shadow program closing. I don't know for the next release.
Oh, yeah.
It's also this week or next week, or had already happened. I don't know.
It's very close.
Shadow.
Who can find it?
Also, there's one more thing. CNCF is basically raising the price of hands-on certs. So that is also like due Feb 2. Like they are increasing the price for CKA, CKAD, CKS. and some Linux certification that is hands-on by 10%. From February, like Feb 2 onwards, I guess, I have read their blog, so we can mention it if that is like suitable.
I don't think that's relevant, to be honest.
No, not for.
I
I
mean,
mean,
some
we can inform
Kubernetes
people.
contributors. Yeah. Some Kubernetes contributors like certifications a lot and help make them and stuff. So LWKD, I think it makes sense to call
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
Not as social media, but as LWKD.
Right. Yeah.
And
Let
the
CNCF handle their social media.
true. And there's a spot for our note taker if you'd like to write that down for us. Thank you. There are two things to write down. One is well, actually, we don't need to write down, I guess, because the release shadow application is closed. It closed 2 days ago. But
Okay.
we should write down that the certification prices are going up. That might be good to mention in LWKD. So maybe put in parentheses that that's good for LWKD, but not for social.
And
Certification prices.
the release webinar was yesterday, but just maybe, I don't know, this matters, but the 132 release webinar, which was the last thing to be done related with the 132 release cycle, was yesterday.
Do you want us? I think that's reasonable for us to promote on social media.
We have the we have the link of the recording, so I think it wouldn't hurt because it's a Kubernetes relevant event. So I can drop you the link in the chat. Maybe I have it somewhere. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, if you can grab that link, I think
I will.
be good.
Yeah, I will put it in the chat. Right here it is. Copy link. Copy. Ah, shit. Where is the chat? It's here.
Finding things.
It's-
Other folks
I
think
think
about
I've
things that are
sent
going on. Yep, I see it.
Yeah.
Do cross check if that's the thing, or but yeah.
So that's the 1.32 release webinar.
Yeah, live
what we
webinar
wanna put in
with
the
the
notes.
release highlights that
Yeah, perfect. All right. So that's a good thing for us to put into social media. Also, for folks who weren't here last week, I did update that I got the CNCF service desk request in for funding for Blue Sky
I'm
last
going to
week.
bring that up, but thank you.
Yeah, it hasn't moved yet. It's the
Of
beginning of
course
the year.
not.
I think I need to ping on that today, probably. They're probably getting spun up this week. So we'll see how that goes. It does raise our yearly costs to like $700 and something a year.
Jesus, does it really? Oh my God.
So we really
Yikes.
need to work this year on creating some processes around how we would spin down accounts that are not performing well so that we can keep our costs low. 2 more socials, Arpit. Not 1 more, 2 more.
Yeah,
Well,
2
1
more.
more site, but 2 more channels. So either way
Yes.
is valid, honestly.
Very true. Oh, that's tough.
So we are doing for Kubernetes IO as well as States contributors, like 2 accounts.
Yes, that's correct. The request is in for 2 more accounts, which is $240 a year.
Oh, social
this
media
is
is so
great.
expensive.
Yeah. And what we're talking about here, by the way, for folks who are not familiar, is we have a tool called Buffer that we use for managing all of our social media accounts using one tool. And so that has a cost associated with it, depending on the number of accounts that you're managing. And so we're adding 2 more accounts, which is another $240 a year on top of the 2 X accounts, LinkedIn, and Mastodon accounts that we already have in there. I think that's all of them. Yeah. So that's what we're
Nice.
talking about here. Which is not a message of the week, so it's not like we need that in the notes there, but yeah. Any other messages of the week? Things going on in the contributor community that folks need to know about? Oh, new contributor orientation.
Yes. When is
That
that?
is Tuesday the 21st. It's not this coming Tuesday, but it's the Tuesday after.
Cool.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. So yes, new contributor orientation is happening on Tuesday, January 21st. So we should do some social media posts and put that in LWKD. And for February, I will not be around to run it. So we'll need to find an alternate host for the first
I'm
time
up.
for the Americas edition. Who's that?
I am up. Like for running the meetings or like for running the contributor session.
Nice. Arpit, willing to give it a shot. It is the Americas session, so
Okay.
it's a little bit later than this session, I think. Oh, it would start
No, it's
Yeah, fine.
now.
it's
This
it's
is the
the
time.
same time. Yeah.
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 Cool.
It's 8:30 to 9:30 my time, and it's 8:30 now. So whatever time of night it is for you right now is when it would be on
Yeah,
the
that
third
is like
Tuesday of the
perfect
month.
time.
Okay, cool.
Okay, if that works for you.
I will be a fly on the
Awesome.
wall regardless in case you need help. So you have support if needed.
Go, Arpit.
Mm-hmm.
You're awesome. We should put that in the notes as well, that Arpit is willing to help out with the February edition. And we've had a few folks mention that they are interested in helping out with the European one, at least the America or APAC and Europe friendly one. We should really engage with them. Yes, will be out. So what day is the February one on? Let me check. It is on February 18th. Cool. So we'll talk more about that and make sure that you are ready to go with that, Arpit. Thank you for volunteering. Any other messages of the week? Lots of stuff going on here at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think that's probably about it. I think we can move on to new items and we'll see if we remember anything else as we go. If you do, please just shout it out. Put it in the notes, put it in the chat. Let us know. So for new items, are there any new requests for help that folks have seen from our group? There was a issue that folks brought up in the Slack. Thank you very much, everyone who was engaged on that thread about the Maintainer Summit submissions closing. So we did get one message out about that, closed that issue, but we should probably send out an additional one. So that was a new item that we basically already took care of-ish. Maintainer Summit, yeah. Maintainer Summit submission closing issue, yeah. We could grab the link for that in Slack. I could probably find that for you real quick. Are there any other new items that folks know about? Requests for help that folks know about? Hopefully not at this stage of the year. Cool. I think we're probably good on new items. Here it is. Here's the link for the Maintainer Summit issue. Maintainer Summit. Submissions closing issue. And that's, there you go. I closed but should probably send additional comms. All right, so that was the one new item that I knew about. In updates and big wins, there's one update that I wanted to mention. I'm going to be out February 6th through 25th. I already kind of brought that up once with the new contributor orientation thing, but that's 2.5 weeks and 3 meetings. So we will need other folks to run those meetings if we want to have them. The way that running meetings works is anyone in the group is welcome to run a meeting as long as you feel interested in doing it and feel like you'd be willing to try. We usually try to have one of the folks who's been on for a number of years there to help you out if you're newer. But anyone's welcome to run them. Anyone willing to take on some meetings in February for this
Obviously,
group,
I'm game.
this meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm as well. I don't think I
Okay.
ever. I've been here for a couple of years, but I don't think I ever hosted a meeting. So
I can run
Frederico.
most of them also.
Perfect. We'll have a solid
I
crew of
can
folks
take
to
one also.
support. Nice. So probably Arpit and Federico are priority. Give new folks a chance. Chris, Mario, anyone else?
Yeah, like Mario go before me, and order of precedence kind of deal. I've run plenty of these.
Yeah. Chris and I have been here since the creation of this group.
Mhm.
The only 2 left from the original cohort, I think.
That's true. Oh man, you're right. That's weird, but cool at the same time.
Yeah, it's nice that we've been able to do it this long. I love this
No
group.
kidding. I know. Like,
Yeah. So
like if I end up with a job that doesn't allow me to work in open source, I will very much miss this group and the
yeah,
impact we had.
yeah. I jealously hold on to this. But for the meetings, so we've got a good number of volunteers. Do folks have preferences for which day they do? Let me look up what the exact dates are that I am out. So we need someone for February 7th, 14th, which is Valentine's Day, and 21st. 7th. I'll put them up here. 7th, 14th, and 21st. So anyone have any preferences? You all want to just work that out later on Slack?
We'll figure it out.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for volunteering for that. Any other updates, big wins that we want to call out? I think one big win is that Mario is better from being sick, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a good win.
Still not fully recovered, but yeah, I'm alive.
In
You're here.
progress.
That's what. Yeah.
Still win. 1.32 release came out. That is a big win. Not exactly from this week, but still a big win.
Congrats, Federico.
Yeah, congrats, Frederico.
thank you, thank you. It's a huge burden that suddenly disappeared, and I'm still trying to fill the void now. You know how it is, right? Once you take this kind of things, it's awful, lots of stuff. But then when it stops, you are like, wait, I have all this time now. I must find something else.
Where did my misery go? I wanted that.
Give my misery back.
Yeah, but thank you.
It's too much fun working in open source. We try to give ourselves too much work. All right. Don't think there are any other updates, big wins. Then I could put in. I guess I'll throw in the note that I did put in the request for the CNCF service desk.
Yes.
CNCF.
You haven't done that. Yeah. Please do.
Desk ticket for Blue Sky account funding for buffer. For anyone reading the notes who's like, why do you need funding for Blue Sky accounts? Got that question recently. For buffer is in, hasn't moved in the last week. Moved in the last week. So I think that's it for updates, big wins. We do have less than 20 minutes left, so I should probably be less slow and move into the board. Thank you very much, everyone. We're gonna pop into the board here. You're welcome to take notes on it. Notes on it are kind of optional. We go over quite a few things often. We'll see where we are today. If you hear something that you want to take notes on, please do. More notes is better than fewer. So this is the board. So this is like a work tracking board that's built into GitHub where we track various things. Some of them are issues and PRs, and some of them are just notes, because that's a thing that you can do. In the ready for review column, there are several purple things, which means that they can probably be moved to done. Spotlight for upstream training in Japan. What is this blog?
What? Oh no, I remember this. Yes, it was a spotlight specifically for QCon Japan.
That's awesome.
Merge? Yeah.
So it's merged, so it's out, right?
Supposedly, yeah. Let me go look.
Federico, it looks like you're involved in the reviews on that.
I think it was merged. Yes, it was something done in a short time frame, if I remember correctly.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's October 28th is when it was published. Wow.
Yeah,
we didn't.
So
that's great.
I don't remember seeing that before the holidays. So. All right, I should be logged in now, so I should be able to. Haha! Now I can move it, unless somebody else wants the honor of moving it to done. Just something I take great joy in doing. So I will do that. Wonderful. Spotlight on SIG scheduling. This one is done. Closing this since the spotlight has been published. Way to go, Arvind. That was in October.
Yeah, I think we have some housekeeping to do on the board.
Apparently.
Yeah, there's a lot of housekeeping to do, it looks like.
Well, this is important. Policy working group spotlight.
PR open.
This
Something
was
tells
a
me.
one. There's a PR. The PR is still open. Must have gotten stuck.
Ooh.
Updated based on Arvin's comments in October. KubeCon being so late in the year can throw some things off.
No kidding.
2 weeks ago, someone approved it, but it's missing LGTM label.
Oh, that's easy. I can
Easy.
review it and do it if you want.
Yeah, please do. At least doing so should give us a chance to get it moving again, hopefully.
Yes. What was the number?
It probably needs a date updated on it. Is this in? This is contributor site, so a little less finicky, but if I go to commits, can I see? I guess I want to see files changed. 2024 09 25. Whoops. Sorry, Rougeval.
Right.
All right, so that one's still in ready for review. There's another one here, guidelines for usage of Kubernetes IO Twitter. Thank you, Mario, for all of the work that you did on that last year.
I think it's done, right?
Yep, it is closed as completed.
It should be.
So we will move that one to done. Thank you, Mario, for setting that up. Next one is SIG Architecture Enhancement Spotlight. How you doing, Federico?
Yeah, I mean, that's still in the same spot, and I'll have another go at it. So essentially, that was one of the things that was stuck in December. There's no additional movement there, but now that I'm free from my other obligations, I'll try to unfreeze it. The short version of it is that that's been completely ready for review for a couple of months now. I've been every week pushing the publishing date forward, but we haven't been able to secure the necessary approvals from the SIG block team due to their own lack of time, and also because there was the release, etc. So, but that should now be not an issue anymore. So it's a matter of pinging them and trying to get a LGTM and an approve there.
So it goes sometimes. Thank you, Frederico, for being willing to put up with the open source processes in many ways. Cool. So I put a comment on that you're ready for that to be reviewed, particularly by SIG Docs blogging folks. Anyone in this group, if you'd like to help out by reviewing a blog, we would appreciate it. So if you're looking for a quick, small task to take on, you could review this blog.
But bear in mind that this one, actually, a lot of the people in this meeting have already done that. So it has been reviewed. The changes have been included. I think that even Tim went and also reviewed along with Arvind and others. So it's pretty much just a matter of getting the flags. But obviously, feel free to go there and maybe you'll find something that others have missed.
Oh, someone put a approve on it last week.
Yeah, but then perhaps the publishing date was not fixed. So now I need to push it, and it will need to be reapproved.
Yeah, it looks like January 14th is the new publication date they proposed. So you better get on that, and that's on Tuesday.
Yes, I will do that today, and be sure to get it. So yeah.
Cool.
By next week, we will have this one published, which is the last one before the final one. So yeah.
Oh, 14th. All right, I put a comment on the issue as well. Also moved that issue up. We were looking at the issue. That one's the PR.
Yep.
And so the next one, there was an add all use cases for Zapier automation thing that was going on.
Oh, I actually found that sticky note that I wrote down many moons ago the other day cleaning my office, and I was intending to do that at some point. But I've been mired in job hunting stuff.
Interesting.
What?
It looks like GitHub automation automatically moved it to ready for review.
Ooh. Fancy.
On the same day that it marked it as
Still.
closed, not planned.
Interesting.
I kind of like it, actually, because
I mean,
it marked it as
yeah.
closed, not planned, because it hadn't been touched, and then it put it into review, which is correct.
Yeah,
It should be reviewed.
that's the right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Process is working as intended. Cool. So do you
Yeah.
want to keep this around? Do you want to reopen it? Do you want to close this issue and
Leave it
do
as
that
is for
another time?
now. I still need the mermaid chart, the whole workflow basically, which
So
shouldn't be
you still
hard.
want to work on it.
I'm not cookie licking this one at this point. We need it, but if I don't have time to do it, someone else can do it.
Okay. What would it take for someone to help you out with this? Could any of the new folks help?
Certainly. They just need to know how to make a mermaid chart and Markdown, and I could probably feed them bullet points on how it all works if they're interested.
And
I am
creating
interested.
mermaid chart shouldn't be.
No, that should not be too hard.
What was that? Sorry, someone. Was that
I am
Arpit?
interested.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Arpit
But
rocking it as
I
usual.
need to figure out like what a mermaid chat is. I don't know about it.
That's okay.
Folks,
It's
if
a
you
way
if you need
to
help,
design a flowchart diagrammy thingy using
Okay.
Markdown, it sounds like.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have worked with
uh,
Mermaid before, so if you need help, hit me up.
sounds
yeah, why
good.
not?
Teamwork, teamwork. I'm going to reopen this then and tag you both on it. Can I find you easily, Sayak? What is your GitHub handle?
Yeah, just my name, complete name.
Wow,
Okay.
that shouldn't be that hard.
All
Yeah, my
together?
surname would differ.
It's not popping up.
Oh,
Maybe you're not
Uh,
a member and so it doesn't pop you up?
I thought that was a GitHub wide thing somehow.
It
No.
might not be. It always surprises me.
The spelling is wrong.
Did I?
Oh, that'll do it.
Sayak.
The surname spelling is wrong. That is why I guess.
7577 7577 community.
I mean, it doesn't have the full name yet there, but it should have popped up without it being completely done.
Yeah,
It's
just there's
it's
a H.
PADHYA. H is missing.
HYA? Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
But still, it should have popped up before that.
Yeah, it's still not popping up, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. Thank you, though, for the catch.
Yeah, let
Oh,
me just open up the issue. 7577, right?
Yes.
yes, correct. In community.
Mhm.
They should reach out to Chris on Slack. Or in the meetings. We might have to take some time for that, but we only have 7 minutes left.
And unfortunately, I need to drop.
Okay.
I know I
Any
still
big
have a couple of
updates on
points.
blogs?
No, I think much of the things are where we left them in December. The transcript of this missing architecture meeting continues to be done. I'm waiting for an answer from the security team about the possible spotlight. And I have the okay of the SIG ATCD people on the draft version to open the PR, and that's the situation.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Frederico. Thanks
See
for
you
being
next
on
week.
today.
Cheers. Thank
See
you.
ya.
Bye bye.
All right. There is one spotlight that got closed for inactivity, which was SIG UI with Arujval. We can check in with Arujval on Slack to see how he's doing on that.
Yeah,
And then the only
sorry,
Mhm.
Arougeval's the one that did the work group policy spotlight. So, okay. I think,
Yeah, he
yeah.
took on a whole bunch of them, and he's been doing a great job at delivering on them. So it could just be
Yeah.
one that got pushed to the back burner for a little too long, and the system got it.
Yeah, that's highly likely.
It's a thing that happens. Looks like we basically haven't touched a lot of our stuff since October, so you know.
Wonder why.
Yeah. Let's move into the in progress column and do a quick review of them. Spotlight SRCO for the Security Response Committee. That's a cool idea. So
Ooh,
I'm sure that
that'd be
hasn't been
fun.
touched. That was Frederico, and he was the release lead.
Right.
Create better processes for other comms leads. Create a other comms lead. Oh, comms leads of like other things, like event comms leads and stuff. Yeah.
Maybe, hopefully. Who knows?
We do need to do that at some point. We should talk about that more on Slack. Ping me about it right now, Chris. Maybe we'll actually talk about it later.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. We'll do.
Various access audits. Include that in your ping
Well,
plan.
we did Didn't we do buffer already?
I
Like we
think
checked
we
that
did
book?
at least part of it. I think we should probably review.
No, like distinctly remember you saying, like, I'm okay with having a lot of users in here so long as they have a needs approval to publish thing, which is the case.
Which is the case, yeah. That is where we ended
Yeah.
on that.
hmm
But
So I think,
owners' files and stuff, we probably
yeah, that's a whole
yeah.
other ballgame. So yeah,
I don't know if that counts in that item on the board, but we could say it does.
it should. Yeah.
We
Why
probably
not?
have another one about that.
Who
The
knows?
sensitive communications process actually created an issue on that. Chris, Frederico attempting it in May, Mario grabbing it in June. Mario
And
created something because
I
Mario's
created
amazing.
I created the draft, and I think we were stuck with this. I need to create a PR, and I didn't create a PR because this was KubeCon, and then Christmas, and then I forgot it.
And here we are.
Welcome to
A
it.
reminder to create a PR to get steering review. Steering review can take a while. Steering can be hard to get a hold of, so it might take a while still. Moving on. So we have another item on the board tracking the guidelines for sensitive end user impacting comms. This one has kind of more of the background, so we'll leave that alone. Actually, that might be in the issue too. No, it isn't. But anyway, spotlight on SIG Kate's infra. Akansha was working on that. Frederico, I'm sure, will check in with all these folks when he's ready to. Steering spotlight blog. Arpit, you were going to work on this one.
Yeah.
And you
Actually, I'm working on the first draft. I got all the responses. So
amazing.
actually, I got the responses quite a while back. I am working on it, and I will try to submit it as soon as possible. For the SIG docs one, I have actually prepared the question doc, but that is deleted when I am cleaning my Google account. It is full for some reason, and I am not able to receive any more mails. So that thing got deleted in that, so I will make it again. For case in budget, I need to talk to Mario. So I will ping him when he has time, and then we can proceed with this one. For Cube Kettle one, I don't know. I like for after these 3 blogs, I will start working on it. I kind of forget like what is the topic was. It is I think related to the talk I have submitted. So yeah.
So you need to recreate the draft of the SIG doc spotlight or outline. What was it that you needed to
No,
recreate?
I have to recreate the questions doc again. I have the questions, but the doc got deleted. The doc which I need to send to the coaches.
Understandable.
That's
Doc. Updated. So you'll probably need to check back in with those chairs to see where they're at, of course, but
Yeah, the SIG docs chair got changed also. So I talked to them. They are okay. So, thank
all right. Awesome. Thank you for all of your updates. There's only a few more things here. We are at time, but I'm going to check over these real quick. SIG Architecture Spotlight, that's one of Frederico's. I'm sure that will be fine. Well, I think that's the umbrella issue, actually, where he's got all of them. Yeah. So he's got the enhancements one in progress, and he's still got a couple more on that series. Impressive that he created himself a series that has, I think, spanned years at this point.
oof. Yeah. Very impressive.
Yeah. SIG etcd Spotlight article. This one's also a Frederico. PR will be open shortly in November. Reminder to update status here. I put comments on these like it will help someone. Maybe it will. SIG app Spotlight was a Sundapan one. You removed the stale life cycle in November. I'll just ask him for status. He's one of our folks who contributes to Last Week in Kubernetes development. Comms team, social media lead, shadow structure, that's still on me. I would like to get a draft going before I'm out in February, so we'll see how that goes.
What is this about?
Creating social media lead shadow updates to documentation.
Oh.
Like create a new guide on like here's what is expected of social media shadows, because what we have right now is like here's what needs to be done as a social media lead. And so if you're interested in doing that stuff, shadow, and we'll figure it out. And we are well beyond the point where we need more description of what that means. I want to
Yeah.
write down kind of a path, kind of like I did with comms for last KubeCon North America, where it's like, here are the skills that you need to develop. Here are ideas for projects for how we're going to develop them. That is what I hope to focus on this year. I apologize, Arpit. This has been a whole issue for you, and I'm so
Well,
sorry.
we have now too many social accounts to handle, so it's kind of an issue now.
It's just becoming more and more important, which is wonderful. I have wanted to remind myself a couple of times over the last couple of months that honestly, the social media for the project is a nice to have. It feels really important and it's like something that we should have. But there was a time when we had none of this.
Yes. It was very real.
It exists because we want it to exist. So if we want it to continue existing, we got to put in the work. Social shadow. Putting that on my to-do list. So with that, I think we're going to call the board done-ish. So this last column over here, the to-do column, includes some things that could be good first stuff for anyone new to the team. If you want to pick up a Spotlight blog, the idea of these Spotlight blogs is that you interview the co-chairs or leads of a special interest group within Kubernetes and learn about what their special interest group does. You don't have to know anything about it. And then you write up a blog about what you learned about that special interest group so that others can go through the same journey that you have, learning what that special interest group does and why they might be interested in it. So we have a few of those open. Apps. I thought I also saw there's apps over here. So I think that one's false. Well, maybe I don't know. Check in about apps with Frederico if you want to take that one. SIG auth, SIG auto scaling, SIG cluster lifecycle, SIG scalability are all open. So let us know in the contributor comms, SIG ContribEx comms channel in Slack if you want to take on any of those, or ping Frederico directly. And yeah, we'll call that good for today. Any beyond last minute items before I stop the recording?
So is there any form for the Spotlight blogs, or we can directly reach out to the
There is guidance on how to write the Spotlight blogs. I can grab that for you real quick. Let me go to here. Should have kept sharing my screen. I guess I could do that still. Here's where you can find the information about the Spotlight blogs in blogging resources. We're in Kubernetes community, communication, contributor comms, and blogging resources. There's information here about the SIG Spotlight blog process. So here's information about that. Is that what you were looking for?
yes.
Perfect. So I put that link in the chat if you'd like to take a look at it. And you can ask as many questions as you want. Don't hold back. This is our main area of work that we mean for it to be welcoming to newcomers. So feel free to ask any
Yes.
questions in Slack. You'll help out others who might be interested in picking up some work for us if you do. So thank you for being interested. Any other beyond last minute things that folks want to ask or anything before we say goodbye to our friends on YouTube? All right. We're going to say goodbye to our friends on YouTube now. I can hang out for just a few more minutes at least. So goodbye, YouTube. We're going to stop the recording.